And I think I will present to you Dr. Oleg Konovalov. He is a great thinker, and he is a visionary, and he is all into vision and what vision means. He has written a book called The Vision Code, which I highly recommend. And I think you can maybe tell us a little bit more about you and your. Let's start with the connection to Iceland, Mr. Konovalov, Dr. Konovalov.
Skip that doctor diplomatic part is not necessary.
Oh,
Skip that. Blessed.
Blessed.
Right. Hello to everyone. It's not about what we do, it's about what we create for others. Can you be happy on your own? No. You could be satisfied, but to be happy, you need someone else, Therefore, it's about creating something for others. It's very important. So let's wait for a minute or two. Probably more people will join us and we'll start the conversation.
People are still coming. So this will be a great session, I think, or I hope. We had blast yesterday talking about the two Finnish ladies, so that was fun. Isabel maybe can vouch for that. I muted all, so not the host or not Oleg. So, so I think you should be. Are we talking about the infamous 5 minutes, Oleg?
Yes, whatever.
But I think you will just start when you are good and ready, so we can go dive into the lovely world of vision and fertility of the future.
Okay. Shall we start?
Yes, please do.
Okay. It might sound strange. Vision and happiness. How they're connected. What's it all about? We all know that life consists of thousands of disappointments. We fight problems and disappointments every day, again and again, whilst we're searching for happiness from the outside. And the truth is that we always have problems. Our brain actually is attuned to finding problems. We love quick wins. I solved that problem now, just like I made a bit. It's our brain which is wired for something quick. As a result, we're becoming the kings of the problems and can't see much beyond them. So more or less, we are the victims of own brain, which pushes us to love problems. I'm not a problem solver. I'm a solution finder. That is a bit different game. I look for grand solutions that allow us to solve problems and look beyond them and beyond the swamp of the daily worries. I'm still human. I still have daily worries. I still have daily problems. That's okay. But to find solutions, I look inside of myself and then outside. Now our life is defined not by the number of problems that we solve, but by the number of solutions that we find that allows us to create successful businesses or to live in happy families. In simple way, to create the value for others. This is what makes us happy. The problem solved doesn't make us happy. Solution makes us happy. Actually, life is meaningless itself, and this is our obligation to make it meaningful. Think there are millions of unhappy families. They're living like some kind of a social exchange. I bring salary, you do cooking. It's nothing about this. There are millions of businesses that are meaningless. from day one, and they're dying as insects. Because many people believe in money, but money can't buy meaning. Some people believe in luck. One day I might be lucky. But luck is something, if you don't know what opportunity comes to your way, you're never lucky. And the difference between meaningless and meaningful is very simple. Vision. I'm not what happened to me. I'm what I choose to be. It's not about the outside world. It's what's within me. That's important. And, life put me through different experiences, from facing Storm 11 at the North Atlantic on the small trawler, around Iceland, heading around Iceland, and to successful execution, global scale projects, being one of these top global thought leaders, elite. Yet a few years ago, I found myself in a very tough professional crisis and faced quite heavy losses. And I was just like losing my self-confidence, exhausted, and no clear idea where to go. What happened? All my previous achievements played a very bad game with me, because they've been putting me through the cycle of the same mistakes again and again. I was thinking about my past too much. Albert Einstein greatly said, if you want to live a happy life, tie it to your goal, not to people or things. And one day I asked myself a simple question: what is greater, my goals or my problems? And it was so striking, I just realized, hey, my goal's more important. Why should I look into the problems that are around me? So it more or less, it was like a light bulb. So I realized that I'm aiming to reach goals, be happy. I must look beyond my immediate needs. So beyond those problems that are blocking me from getting those immediate needs, I must look further ahead, further into the future. Life is meaningless. I must make it meaningful. I'm responsible for this. Therefore, I must expand myself to be bigger, greater, and of course, in this sense, I will become stronger. What happens? The greatness of our success depends on the greatness of our vision. We can't think about happy life. We can't think about innovation. We can't think about success if we don't know where to go. Therefore, we must have a clear vision. What is interesting? Vision doesn't have gender, age, or nationality. To be happy and to live in the great positive future, we must have the future that is defined by our vision. And vision is not a gift. It's just conscious understanding how we would like to live in the future. As Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Life is not a place we live, but a path we take. So vision defines that path. It's not for selected few. It's not a gift. It's a way of thinking. Vision is a desired positive future state that we strive to make reality today. No one is thinking about negative future. We want to create a positive future. We strive to build something good. I don't know anyone who strives to build something bad or negative. It's like we're creating a little planet being here and now. So it's not just a statement, it's a space which creates a value and positivity for all. It's a firm decision. Think of a difference. We're brainwashed by the corporate policies about purpose and mission. We're brainwashed by society about purposeful living within families. But what's the difference between purpose, vision, and mission and goals? I would use an analogy of a family house. Purpose is to build a house for a family to live in. But vision will define where it will be built, how it would look like, what kind of a house it's going to be, and how people would feel themselves being or living within this house as a home. Goals address what we need to do to build that house. The basement, how to raise the roof, how to put the walls, and so on. And the mission reflects our promise to society, how good this house or this family would be for society. It's more or less, it's like a promise. So in simple terms, purpose is a general direction. Vision is a clear aspiration and a space we're going to be, where we're going to be happy. And a goal is what we need to do to achieve it. And a mission is just a promise to whom or to those who will be impacted by this. We talk about happiness these days, but how about making the next generations happy? Vision is something we could live as a legacy. We can't live a purpose as a legacy. We can't live mission nor goals as a legacy. We could live a vision. If we will create a strong vision for happy nations or for happy families, and we would leave it as a legacy to the next generations, that is something worth pursuing. That's very important. And here I will have a simple question for you. If you think about happy life, what you will be remembered for in your family or in your company? Can you think of these questions? What you will be remembered for? Isabel, can you think of this?
Yes, I'll have a think about it.
It may sound simple, but that is something we tend to remember about our grandparents, like my grandmother. She was always happy and satisfied, always polite, and something like that. Is it the lesson itself? Yes, it's a great model. And actually, she's been through a very tough life. And that's quite important for all of us, you know. Let's think of a simple question. Can we define why we need people to be happy? It might sound simple, but we don't have an answer for this. We all want to be happy. Therefore, if we don't have an answer, we could look a mirror reaction. We could think why vision is important. And vision is important for in many senses. The first one, vision defines our purpose. Purpose doesn't define our vision. For instance, if you want to produce like Tesla electrical cars, that would be your purpose. But what kind of a cars? How it would be impactful, defined by your vision. Why do I want to be happy? Why do I exist? What I do is defined by your vision, not vice versa. So when you're waking up in the morning, even through being after the tough days, your vision pushes you out of the bed and makes you enthusiastic, happy to do something beyond yourself. We don't have a recipe how to make our life happy, but we have an algorithm how to create a meaningful life through the vision that would make us happy and satisfied. And therefore, vision is a mean of creating that positive future. Happy means we are fully satisfied about something. In this sense, it's a very interesting point because vision is a ladder for success, not only for you, but all people around you. So more or less using a sports analogy, it's like for a team, a football team, to get from a second league or a first league to a Premier League, they need to have a vision because all of them are running at the same pace on the pitch. They know how to play with that ball. But it's about knowing how to sing together. Can you make a happy family if a husband or wife have vision for it? The rest of the family not. It's all about them together. An interesting point of why it is important, it's about vision. We need vision because it helps us to break out from non-satisfactory present. I'm not happy at present with something, but I need to grow and build on something better. It's not about just complaining, I'm not happy, I'm not happy, I'm not happy. No, I'm not happy with this, but I will do something different. That would make me happy. We need vision for this. And that is very, very critical. When we know how to get it, we are creating or using vision as a strong uniting force. And this is very, very important for all of us. But what is interesting, and I'm realizing this more and more, that vision is a lifestyle or a provision for an inspiring life. Because your vision comes from your inspiration and feeds your inspiration in return. So it becomes a source of energy, positive energy. You're becoming positive, you're becoming happier. As a result, we're becoming addicted to it. And what happens? I realized a very interesting point. And I talked through many occasions to thousands of young people at different countries: Mexico, Saudi Arabia, USA, UK, Portugal, Russia, so all over the world. And they said to me a very interesting point: I'm more interested in having a vision and live happy life than the latest Nike shoes. Because they're saying, hey, those things will go out tomorrow, but I want to live happy and successful life. And I start thinking, what is about why they're thinking this way? Because I always thought that vision is only for top senior executives, mature startups, and things like that. And I looked through these things. Vision defines their choice to be happy, what they need for this, and what they have for this. First of all, they're bold thinkers. Young generation or generations brought up on examples of great visionaries like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos. Their heroes are bold thinkers, and therefore young generation are thinking more boldly. And what happens? They are not prepared and don't want to repeat our mistakes. Every generation insists the next generation to repeat their mistakes, and young generation is just simply saying, no, we want to live in our own way. We don't want to repeat your mistakes. We're thinking differently. We are bold. We're not caged into certain rules which are not applicable in the 21st century. They're very, very different in this sense. They want to be free. When we're happy, when we're free, when we know where to go. If we don't know where to go, we are not free, and therefore we would never be happy. And the young generation is very good at realizing this. They're saying, hey, I want to live my life in my way, and therefore I want to know where to go and what I will do. Therefore, I need vision for this. Therefore, it's nothing about latest trendy shoes or jumpers. Nothing about this. They want to be free. They want to be inspired, and they want to inspire. A few years ago, young generation was very, how to tell, easy to motivate, and they were filling up these huge conference rooms with motivational speakers. Today is a very different game. They want to know something that would inspire them on a long run. This would make them happy. Motivation never makes anyone happy. Inspiration does. And that is a very interesting, again, angle of how we are looking at the next generation. That is something very uplifting. Think of a difference. The aspirations, our wild human aspirations, are the roots of our vision. As adults, we tend to kill our aspirations because we are too busy with daily worries. Young generation still able to connect their aspirations with their inspirations. That makes them better. So if we will think of ourselves as being younger in mind, we could do this as well. Even I will tell you, I do train people, and I trained on vision leadership people from 40 countries. And I had quite a few people over 65 because they decided, hey, I'm retired. I want to live a happy, fulfilled life for the rest of the days. And they're creating a tremendous initiatives. That's very interesting. And imagine the energy of that young people with their aspirations, that they connect with inspirations, and they're flying. What they want to do? They want to live, to have an inspirational lifestyle. They clearly understand that vision defines that lifestyle. Nothing else. What is good about this? They're positive about creating the future. They're less afraid, and they know more about the future rather than we are. Older generation is just afraid of the future. So what I would say, smile. Smile, because you have everything to be happy. Just think of the future in a positive mode. As Henry Ford said, the whole secret of successful life is to find out what one destiny to do and then do it. It's all about how we're looking into the future. No one could create a positive future with negative thoughts. It's about being positive about the future that we create. And those positive thoughts would make us happy. And if you're interested in creating a vision, I created a video course on how to create a vision and walking through the steps by steps, how to create it, with very practical approach. So you could watch it, you could get it. It's on my website, olegkonovalov.com. That could make a difference for you, for your next generations. But think, happiness should be a lifestyle, not for us, but for the next generation as well. As I'm saying, vision is lifestyle. Connect them together, and you will become unstoppable. Thank you.
Thank you for this, Oleg. So, but very interesting points there about like the vision and seeing, like, be positive about the future and stuff. But how is it that in your line of work, when you are looking at this as through vision and how life is and how you can evolve, because we sometimes we live in a laissez-faire, like from day to day we just like here in Iceland, we never know if we will wake up and then there is a volcano erupting and disturbing the rest of the world or whatever.
Imagine you waking up in the morning and say, "Hey, we have a new volcano erupt."
Thank you. Yes, we do, because we love that. No, but how is it that we, why is it that we don't use vision more in our life? Are we afraid of
No,
making a vision or having
get
a
it.
vision? Yes.
You are certified visionary, right?
Yes.
You know the stuff that, hey, it's a way of thinking, it's an algorithm. So far, people believe that this is a gift of a few.
Yeah.
So none of us was trained or taught how to create a vision and live in a happy life. We all were taught how to be the same as others, never happy and never satisfied. Therefore, it's our obligation towards ourselves and the next generation to do this, because we already have it.
Yeah.
Life, okay, I was brought up in the Soviet Union, very brainwashing society, right? And the culture propaganda still goes on. And as I mentioned, I've gone through a bit of storms in my life. You know, as soon as you're looking into something positive, you're becoming the Viking that crosses oceans in a small boat. You know, you would see, because as I mentioned, when you see your goals greater than your challenges, you will win. You will be happy. It's not about, I'll tell you, think of from the angle, every day we see articles about the art of making small steps. Do you need to do small steps towards the small goal? No, it's just one step or two steps. But if you're creating something big, that's still in your family life. How many times over the last year you had frictions with your wife? No, you don't need to answer this, but you know the answer, right? But you're still happy together.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Therefore, you're going over those things because you have something greater. You still love each other and still want to be together. You're not positioning yourself against those things. You're positioning yourself to be together to go over those challenges.
David, do you have a question or some thoughts about this David Pushkin as in? You are not muted, so you can speak freely if you want.
Okay, is my audio coming through okay?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's really great shares, and thank you for that, for hosting the space for this conversation. I mean, I think for myself, what's really striking and coming through is around that purpose and that vision. It's like, I totally agree with the points that, people do think that vision is a gift, and it's not. I do, and as somebody, who at times has a negative mindset, you are right. It's about just having that vision and just saying, you know what, the small steps, things are achievable. And I think time and perspective is another really big part of that. Setting that, I want to do something. Is it going to happen immediately? No, but it will happen eventually, you know. And overall, I think, yes, we will have setbacks and we will have negative things and bad things happen in our lives, but they are learning. But, it's all about the overall really, things, something might happen today. Is it going to make a difference 10 minutes from now, an hour from now, 20 years from now? It's all about that perspective and just kind of looking at the overall road, as it were.
David, I love
Yes.
your point.
Thank you.
This particular spring, I had an interesting, call it moment, right? My family was away. I was on my own doing, it was quite a few challenges, and it was just like those moments when you're grinding your teeth and you're just like not happy. I don't know why. I just sat down and I start dotting lines, what I have done, or just like done this, achieved that, and so forth. And then I put the column, how long did it took me? And average, it was between 2 to 4 years. Over that journey of achieving something, over the period of 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you could imagine it was up and down, but you still move. I was still moving into the right direction. Now I could look back and say, done it. It's like, okay, you're married. Your feelings and emotions within the family are the same straight after the marriage, or what kind of emotions do you have or feelings after the 10 years of being married? They will be different. They will evolve. Therefore, you're going through challenges, you go through frictions, some kind of a conflicts, but you're still moving into the right direction to make it happy. Nothing happens like that. Nothing happens overnight. At the same time, Hedin, you know yourself that every person in the world that won a national lottery in the UK or in the USA, they lost their money because it came for nothing in a matter of months.
Mm-hmm.
They just got and lost. But happiness is something to build on. Vision, you're creating, you're putting your effort, you're creating it, you're achieving it, you're happy, you're satisfied. And you know, there is an algorithm, caviar, clarity of creation, ability, viability, influence, execution, and revitalizing, which is taught.
May I interject there?
Yes.
So I mean, that's a very interesting point. So, would you say our current generations are more about instant gratification when it comes to happiness, or would you say there's
Yeah.
more sustained vision? Okay.
Oh yeah, we want to be gratified or celebrated at every little stage. Nothing wrong with that. As I said, our mind is in that way. But if you will train your mind to look a bit further, you will win.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, if you take a look at the chat, AR has like a question, or we can go from there. Like, how do we overcome our fears to step into our power and expand ourselves to be the greatness needed for those visions?
Okay.
Yeah.
Great question, actually. Hedin, you know, we discussed this question quite for a bit of time. I don't know how to say AR, or is it a name, just therefore I would apologize for this. Majority of fears are given to us. And if you look through the simple point, what fears are given to you and what fears are yours? And you would start putting, for instance, I'm not very keen to do skydiving, but I'm okay to do scuba diving. So this is my fear. Yeah, I could put skydiving is not mine, you know, just like. But majority of fears are given to us. Not many people are happy. And majority of those unhappy people, they're telling others how to live an unhappy life. They're giving their fears to others. It's a nasty gift. So if you would write down what fears are yours, what fears are given to you, you would realize that you have a few own fears and a pile of given fears. You could easily get rid of them because you know it's not yours fear. And then you will start thinking and move forward much, much easier. AR, does that make sense to you? Oh, thank you.
So how is it? Because now I think like you were talking about a little bit of belief. Like, is the belief system there to hint like are our own minds stopping us from going forward, or because
I would.
what happens when we were kids? Like we know that we are invincible, or we can, like, no matter what we do, we are champions, and yada yada yada, and parents push us like forward, hopefully, and then something happens. Then you hit the wall. Maybe it's puberty. You never know. There is something that, is it society because we should all behave as we do, or like where is it the belief system that you have? You have a vision, and everybody wants to be happy.
I will reveal something about my further work. Ask myself a question, because talking about vision or talking about happiness, you must think big, not just like that, but big. And ask myself a question, why not so many people are prepared to think big? And I came up to a very interesting finding. People are not prepared to think big because they're not prepared to act big. Kids are prepared to think big because they believe they can do everything. They're not limiting themselves. And parents are the first people who are jumping at them and saying, you can't do this. We're just simply insisting on them to fail instead of encouraging them to do something that we haven't achieved ourselves. Because we simply did not act it big.
Yeah, that's a huge point. But how is it when you have a vision, and you want to be the king of blah blah blah, or you want to be a business leader, or you want to be like you have some visions for yourself, and what you want to be in that aspect. But what when life happens? What do you do when something happens? You
Focus on your role.
focus on your
role.
okay.
Whatever happens in your family, focus on your role being a husband, caring husband, right? Regardless. If something happens within, for instance, in my area, I'm not about, I've been many times asked to comment on this war between Russia and Ukraine, or Russia-American relationship and all those things, and said, no, even I know quite a few things. No, my role is to help people to create a vision. I'm sticking with my role. Be the best version of yourself. Don't be the bad version of things you know little or don't want to be involved.
So if
I have a simple approach.
Yeah.
I don't have a mistress. I want one woman to be happy, my wife, rather than two women unhappy.
You sometimes amaze me. But I like life happens, and maybe you
Yes, life happens.
burn out, and there are so many things today, things that were maybe easier then technology came and technology took over and
And so that to what extent it impacts your life? Noise interferes into your mind. But if you're saying, hey, if any TV news channel is about to brainwash you, keep your mind pure. Keep your mind focused on what you do. Instead of getting all that pollution into your mind. Everything happens, millions of things happens every day. You can't absorb everything. Focus on what you're good at. You can't please everyone. You can't impact everything. Just do what you do best.
if you look at the chat now, Helga Stina comes with an interesting point.
Yeah.
It is hard to, like she's saying, very interesting as we get pulled and
actually,
pushed.
it's not hard. It's hard at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because, what to tell you, it's not. I don't have a TV at home. If I want to watch something, I could use internet and watch specifically something that I know would be valuable. Never watch a bad movie. Don't listen to a bad song. Don't listen to a news, that because those news are more about speculation of those who think they know. Otherwise, you would never be happy. You will always be getting that poison. Keep your mind pure and clean. Helga, are you from Iceland?
She is very much from Iceland.
I fished salmon quite a few times in Iceland, and I love it. Imagine if you go somewhere like Svartá or Blandá River for salmon. It's so tranquil, it's so pure. You have
great
ideal setting for this.
Sorry, Oleg, you can go on now.
Yeah, it's Helga, it's a great point. You are saying no to something that poisons you.
Can I add to that? Because if you go on a mission, like Helga Stina, I know it happens to be so that she has a travel agency here in Iceland. And if she like her journey begins with, she has a vision and she wants to do this and that, but then the noise starts and people around you, they start to, maybe you were in the same position when you back in the days, but because sometimes people have other ideas and they are always telling you, yeah, what if you go this way, and then you start to confuse yourself.
Call it off the records. Of course, my mother-in-law had a different idea how we should live together with my wife. And she still has,
Yes.
I got a bit of Vikings genes in my blood, therefore it's difficult to push me over that. But think for a moment. People always keen to bring something. Hey, if you think your idea is brilliant, do it yourself.
Yeah.
It's nothing about it. It's about, your role, what you do. There are always people around. But if your vision is really strong, believe me, you will fight for it. It's like, would you fight for your happiness? Of course you are. Would you fight for your vision? Of course you are. You will defend it. You will nurture it. You will take care of it. But if it's something, I just have an idea, I want to be just like fancy, trendy, you will be interrupted all the time. That means it's not a vision. It's just some kind of a fancy idea, which would be easily interrupted.
Again, AR is
Focus is a tool
Yeah.
that helps you to achieve your vision. When your vision is clear and simple, the focus is clear and simple. It's again, Helga, using salmon fly fishing analogy, can you cast with two rods into two different sides of a pool? No.
No.
One fly rod, one fly, one fish.
You can look again in the chat because AR he comes with another great point that like
Yes, a very good point about
Yeah.
this magnifying glass. Exactly. Because vision, what happiness is? How could you measure it? Is it in kilos? In meters? No. What vision is? It's energy. It's energy that defines what we'll gain, what will be created, how much effort we're putting in it. It's energy. We're creating that energy through our thoughts and inspirations. And therefore, it becomes, as AR said, magnifying glass that could be stronger than sun.
and it's okay to change the vision or like
At least you must revise it or make it stronger all the time because you grow. You're creating something better. Again, can you make everyone happy? No. There are always people that they're never happy with it. You know, you will give them the best and they're still not happy. Can vision is a property of everyone? No, it's only for those who are prepared to look forward into the future. Those who are addicted to the past, they are not talking about vision. I can't help them.
the emotional distractions.
Yeah, strip power away. Power, energy. People are sucking that energy. And you simply say, no, 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 no. Go that direction. That's my energy, which I need. It's not about time. It's about energy. One of the critical elements or one of the key traits of visionary leaders is not about time management. It's about energy management. David, your thoughts, is it about time or is it about energy? Energy. Right? AR, if you want to do something in quality, is it about time or is it about commitment and effort or energy that you're putting into what you do? Or do you want to do in quality? Energy. Yeah.
Energy and unwavering faith.
Exactly, because that unwavering faith defines your decision to live a happy life or to create a great family or to live a great legacy. Unwavering faith that this is important defines your decision, not your choice. Choice doesn't assume commitment or responsibility. Decision assumes commitment and responsibility. That makes you move further.
Oh, as we come to the closing of this session, are there any thoughts by like David? Do you have some thoughts, or Helga-Stina, or is there anything that you want to comment on? Because it has been a lot. And AR, you are in the chat. You say, yeah, exactly. And as you said, not the nasty gifts or fears from others.
Yeah.
And Helga-Stina, you raised your hand.
Yeah, Helga, please.
Yeah, thank you. Very, very inspiring, and actually to the point when what I just needed today, because I've had a couple of days where I've been pulled and pushed, and I've been thinking, no, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Should I do it? No, I shouldn't do it. So that's just the confirmation of that I should. I'm getting better at this, saying no. So that is a really good feeling. And the fear of missing out is what is driving the yes, basically, for me.
Yes.
So the fear of missing out is when that is kind of gets smaller, then I will be better at saying no. That's what I think, after listening to you, and to have the focus, because the focus is so important on where I want to go and always have wanted to go in the business for 8 years. So I need to stay true to it. Thank you very much.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What was really coming up for myself was, when you were talking about, AI was talking about energy, and Oleg, you were talking about, like purpose, and like not, you won't be able to make everybody happy. That's the reality. In living in your purpose and living in your vision, it's not going to align with everybody. The reality is not everybody likes peaches. That's the truth. Not everybody likes peaches, but you're never, I'm gonna think A and B. C thinking, somebody is gonna think D, E, and F. So, as you were saying, a very poignant point you made there, is stick to your role. If I'm double down on ABC, don't try and get involved in DEF. That's something that I do a lot. Try and pull yourself into things that, just because.
Pineapple on pizza.
Pineapple and pizzas.
Well, we can
Well,
discuss that forever. Like that is an
we'll
ongoing
have that
issue in life.
Yeah, we'll have that as the next. We'll have that as the next talk.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks to all. You could look through my website. You could look through programs or courses. Connect with me on LinkedIn if you have questions. I'm happy to respond. Thank you. I hope you moved a bit closer to be more happier, or much happier today.
I think that everybody needs to, yeah. I just think that we need to go back and just look at where were our aspirations when we were young? What was it we wanted to do? And go back a little, step back a little, and just put our energy to something that we enjoy, not what we hate.
Think of a simple analogy. When the new ship is built, the body is pure and clean, it's full, with a great shape for crossing the ocean. But within time, as we grow adults, we're getting all those rust and shells on the body, and we're losing the speed, we're losing maneuverability, so we're just like becoming heavy and not fit for purpose. But I feel it's about being pure. Get into a dry dock, get off all that shell, and we could cross the ocean again, as young people do.
Yeah. Let that be the final words of today's session. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you for showing up, and this has been very big fun. And Oleg, as always, well, you have some, like, I can always laugh. And when you ask your simple questions, they are by far simple because they can put your mind to work. So, and I hope if you want to know more about Oleg, then just check out his book, The Vision Code, and it's great. So thank you very much, guys, for showing up today. I will post this video, the recording somewhere. I haven't decided where, but I will make you aware. I will send you a link or something when it happens, so you can watch it again. But thank you very much for being here. And tomorrow we are having a great session with Sarah Ratikin about silver threads and microbiotics of the happy workplace. So if you're interested, then look at that. But Oleg, as always,
Thank
very much, and thank you all the others who are here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You.
Bye.